Hey teacher friends, welcome back. I am Nina Rodriguez and this is Miss Fit to Teach, where I talk about all things teaching and how to stay mentally, physically, and emotionally fit to teach. If I don't already know you and you're new to our community, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you and I can come together every week. But if not, do consider at least hitting the like button and maybe leaving a comment or sharing, because now more than ever, it's important for we teachers and education thought leaders to start generating more public attention to our issues. Not enough light is shed on the things that affect our classrooms and the things that affect teachers on a daily basis. And we need everything all the energy that we can get to help us in the algorithm and bring more public attention to the things that matter and impact us. So I was scrolling TikTok, which I'm still fairly new to. And if you're a part of our community, go follow me also on TikTok, where you and I can kind of stay connected and be together in a different universe. But I was scrolling through TikTok and I stumbled across this teacher, and it made me very sad because in this video, it was basically another one bites the dust. This teacher, who apparently has been teaching for many, many years, has left. She left earlier in 2024. So I suppose that she didn't quite finish out her contract year. That's always a particular sticking point for me. I can understand not wanting to come back to teaching for the next school year, but when a teacher quits mid-contract year, you know there's some serious issues going on, or like some sort of emergent situation happened. So she posted this video earlier this year about why she had left. And a lot of what she said really hit home for me, because in her case, it was not about the students anymore. What she said is a growing concern for teachers across the entire US. I'm not going to play you the full video because obviously I don't want to get copyrighted or anything, but I'm just going to show you the snippet, the gist of the video, where she says what the main concern is at this point for her, and it ain't the students.
On February 14th, I made a video talking about how I just resigned as a teacher after 24 years of teaching. The reasons I quit teaching, and it certainly isn't because of the kids. I don't care what anybody says out there. I don't care what you think. I loved those kids. I became so tainted in this profession. I became so having these feelings of just abuse, and just so tired of the abuse, and not from the kids. Let's make it very clear. Not from the kids, just the abuse from the adults. And after today, I feel vindicated on some level.
So it's the adults. Where's the lie? I can agree, maybe not totally, but definitely in part with what she's saying. I think all teachers have some kind of horror story with getting into run-ins with the adults that surround the bureaucracy of teaching. And I'm one of those teachers where I've been in it and active in it for so long that I'm kind of like one of those jaded veteran types. And I push back. Pushing back isn't something that I would recommend you do as a new teacher right out the gate. You don't want to go into teaching being a maverick, being some kind of rogue all-star that like devotes all of their energy to being contrarian. In fact, in your first year, I always say to try to do the opposite. Be a sponge, be a team player, be cooperative, really take that time to soak in your school culture so that you can get a better sense of how best to direct your energy and how to devote your academic time. But I don't recommend, being a maverick or fighting against the machine in your first year. Once you've been in it for the long haul, like I have, like some of the other teachers in our community, then you start to kind of get that courage and that experience to push a little bit. And I am notorious for pushing. I have run-ins with parents. I've got into run-ins on the track because I am a track coach. It seems like every year I get into it at least once or twice with the guidance office. I don't mind being cooperative, and I very much am a team player, but when I see issues, I have to call them out, engage with the person that I feel is part of the problem. So I completely get it when she says that it's the adults surrounding education. It's the angry, belligerent parent who it doesn't matter what you try to do. It doesn't matter how you try to say things in a diplomatic way or appease them. This parent is so uncooperative, and frankly, for their own personal reasons, maybe their life is in such shambles outside of school, they're looking for anybody they can lash out at. And unfortunately, a lot of times when it comes to angry, wounded, hurt parents, the easiest target is to lash out at a teacher. She doesn't go into much more detail in the video, but I know that she probably is referencing some people, some of the adults in her school, whether it's like other maybe toxic, gossipy teachers, or some difficult administrators, maybe some difficult personalities in her central office. Whoever she means specifically, I totally get it. It's not so much anymore the difficult students that cause teachers to lose their motivation in education, although student behavior can play a big part of it. It's the adults surrounding education and the supposed wanting to make things better in education, but it always seems like lip service. It always seems like a lot of the time other adults in education, they sort of make things worse. They add another hurdle or step that teachers need to take, and I can understand that sometimes it's meant to be helpful. It's an effort to try to make things better, but sometimes it's just not enough. And when it's not enough, you get another teacher who, for their own self-preservation, can't teach anymore, and that's the tragedy. So if you're on TikTok, or if you've been following along with teacher issues all summer long, let me know in the comments how you are faring, how you're doing with the other adults surrounding education, and share one of your own stories. Like, what is something difficult that you've been faced with in education? I would love to hear your rant session. I would love to be the person that you vent to in the comments, and I think that would also help to vent those frustrations, to sort of foster and continue nurturing our growing community. It's very important to be solution-minded, but we can't find solutions unless we are also talking about and pinpointing the problem. So let's use the comment section below to start doing that. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again real soon. It's almost time for the school year to start. Let's go. Do all you can to stay fit to teach. Be well.